There's a box somewhere in your house, a drawer, a safe, a shoe box your father left behind. Gold, silver, old coins, and one day, maybe not today, but one day, someone is going to carry that box to a counter and try and sell it. I'm a gold and silver dealer, and I'm going to show you every trick my own industry uses to take advantage of people when they sell, so that no one pulls a single one of them on you. Because here's what no one tells you. Everyone who owns metals eventually has to sell it. You, your spouse, your kids when they inherit it, and the moment you sell is the exact moment the person across the counter knows something you don't. And this isn't for the crowd chasing the next hot dip. It's for anyone who's ever going to turn metal back into money and wants to keep what's actually theirs. The people who don't get fleeced aren't just lucky. They just walked in already knowing what the buyer knows. I'm Eric with Summit Metals. We do the work institutions do for themselves in a way people like you and me can actually use. Everything in this world is built to teach you how to buy. Buy gold, buy silver, buy the dip, buy before the crash. Whole channels, whole industries are pointed always at the buy. And as you are aware, most of these sources only tell you to buy and, of course, never sell. At Summit, we tell it how we actually see it, just like we did in our last metals market update that dropped Tuesday. Stay tuned to the end because I've got a doozy that most novice sellers get taken to the cleaner on. And I've put together for this video a brief on how this all works. The real spreads, the tax numbers, the exact questions to ask before you hand anything over. Download it in the first link in the description, and we'll come back to it. All right, so almost no one teaches you how to sell, and that's not an accident. The sell is where the money gets made, by the people buying it back from you. You spend years learning how to acquire this stuff and about 30 seconds figuring out how to let it go. That 30 seconds is the most expensive half a minute in the whole thing. Here's the claim, flat out. When you sell precious metals, you are the least informed person in the room. And the entire selling side of this business is built around just that fact. Let me show you the machine because it is a machine. Imagine walking into a cash for gold counter or a pawn shop with a gold necklace or a gold or silver coin. And it is completely normal for them to offer you 60, 65 cents on the dollar of what that metal is actually worth. And even better, to act like they're doing you a favor by handing you cash today. 60 cents on the dollar on a $2,000 necklace or some coins, that's $800 gone for weighing and verifying its metal content. 4 minutes of work, 800 of your hard-earned dollars. And it scales. A few hundred ounces of silver dumped into a bad spread, an inherited collection sold by the pound, the numbers get bigger and the haircut stays just as brutal. This is the part that should concern you. None of it requires anyone to lie to you. The system works because you don't know the number, and they do. That gap has a name in my business. We call it the spread. The distance between what your metal is actually worth and what someone pays you for it. Every buyer takes a spread. The only question is whether it's fair or scalping. And most people cannot tell the difference. Take someone like Sarah, for example. And there are thousands of Sarahs out there right now. Her dad passed away, and she's the one who got the box, coins, a couple of bars, some old jewelry. She has no idea what any of it is. She's grieving, she's busy, and she just wants it handled. So she does the reasonable thing. She drives to the nearest place with a "We Buy Gold" sign, slides the box across the counter, and the friendly guy behind it weighs everything, taps the calculator, and gives her one number for the whole pile. Here's what Sarah doesn't know. In that box were 3 coins that weren't worth their weight in silver. They were worth 30, 40 times what that is to a collector. A rare date sitting on a roll of ordinary ones looks identical to her, but the guy behind the counter either didn't bother to check or he checked and stayed very quiet. She walked out feeling like she handled it, left her dad's most valuable coins on that counter for the price of melt, and she will never ever know what actually happened to her. That's not a freak story. That is the most common transaction in this industry. So how do they take you? Here's one dirty trick in the business. The one a sharp buyer runs into the first 10 seconds before they tell you anything. They ask you, what do you want for it? That's the whole trick. Have you ever watched the guys in Vegas when they sell things? They always start with, well, what do you want for it? See, that's the whole trick. They slide your coins back, look you in the eye, real friendly, and say, so what were you hoping to get? And most people, terrified of sounding greedy, name a number below what the buyer was already, for example, willing to pay. The buyer smiles and says, yeah, I think we can make that work. You just negotiated against yourself, and they didn't say a word. So never name the first number, ever. Flip it right back. What's your best offer? Make them show their hand first. That one sentence is worth more than anything else in this video. And then there's the part the counter never brings up, the tax. The IRS treats physical gold and silver as collectibles. That means your long-term gain can get taxed as high as 28%, above the 20% ceiling on most long-term stocks. But here's what cuts in your favor if you inherited it. Your cost basis usually steps up to the value on the day you inherited it. You may owe tax only on the gain since then, not since your dad bought it back in, say, 1979. People don't know that, so they either overpay the government or they panic and never sell at all. Both are big mistakes. Now, we've seen this before. Around 2009 to 11, when gold ran hot, the country filled up with cash for gold outfits, mail-in envelopes, hotel ballrooms buying events. Millions of people mailed in heirloom jewelry and class rings and got back pennies on the dollar. A whole boom built on one thing: people selling something they didn't understand to someone who understood it perfectly. That is the system. Not one villain, a setup, and it's still running today with a nicer logo. So here's another big one, because it costs the most and almost no one sees it. People sell blind. They don't know the spot price that morning. They don't know which of their coins are rare. They don't know the spread, the tax, or, and this is the killer, which metal to sell first. Gold and silver do not move together. There are stretches where silver's historically cheap against gold and stretches where it's the opposite. Grab whatever's on top of the pile instead of selling the expensive one and keeping the cheap one. Over a lifetime of selling, you leave a fortune on the table. The single biggest mistake isn't one bad sale. It's selling without the information the person buying from you already has. And now the one trick that, in my opinion, is borderline illegal. Imagine an uninformed person walks into a coin shop with a gold buffalo that is stamped $50. Surely that's what it must be worth. Of course, we know that gold is sold based primarily on the value of the gold itself and not what is stamped into the design. That person could easily be taken for over $4,000 and leave thinking they got a great deal. And yes, this does happen. These industry tricks are used to take advantage of the uninformed seller. And it's something we here at Summit Metals want to make sure does not happen to you. So here's the question I'll leave you with. Forget what you'd sell for a second. What's the one thing in that box you'd never sell at any price, and why? Because the moment you can answer that, you stop being a panic seller and start being an owner who decides. That seller's brief I mentioned earlier, available to you down in the description, the real spreads, the tax numbers, the exact questions to ask, and how to get an honest quote before you let anything go. If you're sitting on a stack, an inherited box, or a drawer of old jewelry, read it before you sell a single piece. It costs you nothing, and it's the difference between knowing your number and trusting a stranger's. Download it in the first link in the description. Now, here at Summit Metals, we buy metals from our customers, so please do call. We'll give you a fair price. Now, before we wrap up, nothing in this video is financial advice. Do your own research and talk to a professional before making any financial decisions. I'm Eric with Summit Metals. I'll see you in the next one, and happy stacking.